Hello everyone. Um, like I have posted yesterday, it was the overview of what would come in this series. Uh, like I said, we will start with the inventory system. Uh, so let's just start. So first of all, we'll start by making by creating some stuff that we would need for the inventory to work. So we'll just make a folder, we'll call it inventory, and we'll just create some just follow along, and as we go I'll explain, and you'll understand much more clearly by the let's create a widget. It will be the inventory itself. Inventory UI. Let's create another one, which would be the inventory grid, the line that makes the inside the inventory. It would be inventory grid UI. Let's just make it like a widget, just to keep things in order, because there will be some stuff there. Now let's just duplicate it. We'll call this one the slot UI, which will be the actual item inside the inventory. And we'll create another one, which would be the drag UI, which would be when you drag, you click and drag and drop it on the floor. This is the UI. Yeah. Let's save that, and after that we'll create we'll create a slate brush, which would be the red or green, just when you hover onto another item into your inventory with another item, it would be green if there is space, and it would be red if there is no space. Brush. Just put it UI, and after that, let me 1 minute. Let me walk through my other work. Okay, now we'll create some other stuff. Okay, we'll create a structure, which would be the line itself. The line that that is in the inventory, which is a vertical and horizontal line in the inventory. Structure. We'll just go into it and then make it a vector 2D. A vector 2D is a line, just from a point to another point. We'll do start and another one, and it will be end. Okay, we'll close that because we won't need it anymore. We'll duplicate the structure. We'll make another one, which would be the tile structure. This one will be if like a horizontal, like on the axis, x-axis and the y-axis. Tiles structure, and this one would be an integer, and this one would be x, and this one would be y. And we'll close that. We won't need that. We only need it to exist, just to call it, so that we have it in our inventory. Okay, now let me see. And we would we would need a component, and this one would be in inventory component. We make it a component so that you can assign it to anything, and you can assign it to a craft, and you can make it like a safe place, just like in Resident Evil 3, where Jill can go and interact with a craft and then put all the item inside if you want. But it's just the way we'll make it. It's much more efficient this way. After that, okay, now let's just open the inventory UI, not the grid, but the inventory UI. We'll add a canvas panel, just drag and drop it. uh, yeah, and then let's just add the inventory grid UI that we had implemented. It will be here. Just let's just anchor it like on the right. Just do it like this, and it will be 5. This will be 1, and then this will be 0.5, and let's just make it like minus 50, and yeah, just leave it like this. And we could do like and anyway, it doesn't matter because this will change based on what we have. Anyway, just put it like size to content. Yeah, just put it like this, and yeah, and then yeah, just leave it like this, and let's just go into the graph. So in the graph we would need let's just delete everything. We would need event on initialized. Put a delay. You can hold D on your keyboard and just click. You'll get the delay, and then put it like a 0 delay. We only need that just to make it work. Yeah, and for this it would be fine for now. Let's just compile and save it. Let's just go to the grid UI now. Here we will do the most of the work. Let's just add a canvas panel. We'll add a grid. We'll add a border. We'll just call that a grid border, and we'll make it a variable. This would be the grid, the inventory, the grid inside here, and let's just center it, and we do that, and then just put it 0.5 and 0.5, and let's just make it 150, and 500. This size does not matter because it will change based on what will uh, what will assign in the end. Yeah, let's compile, save. Let's just make let's just take another canvas panel. Let's just drop it onto the grid border, and we'll call that inventory grid canvas, and this also would be a variable. Here, that's it here. And now let's just go into the graph now. So we'll delete everything. We'll start with making a function. Let's just make a bunch of functions because we would need it later anyway. This one would be initialized. This will be the start, and this one would take an input of the inventory component we have created. Let's make it an object. This will be inventory component. We'll need another one which would be tiles, and this one would be float, and that's it here. We'll promote that to a variable, and we'll promote that to a variable also. This tiles is a grid like this grid like here, and the inventory component just to initialize it into here. Let's just go into the inventory here. Yeah, inventory here. Let's just take it this and we'll call initialized, and we'll promote that to a variable, and we'll promote that to a variable. We'll call that tile size. We'll make that blue grid read only, and these yeah, and we can make it private also, and for the tile size and the inventory component, we would need instant editable, expose on his phone, and private if you want. The private is we can call it anywhere except if it is basically no other function can call it, like, yeah. you can put it like this, yeah. And that's it for the inventory UI for now, and we'll come to it later in future episode, yeah, when we'll do the action menu, the equip, etc, and stuff like that. We'll compile and save, and let's just go to the grid UI, and in the grid UI we would do let's just continue making the other function. Just create line segment we'll make another one. It will be refresh. The create line segment, it will be basically the line, the vertical and the horizontal line, and the refresh would be each time you close it, it refreshes, and each time you open it, it refreshes, or if you drag and drop, it refresh and stuff like that. Yeah, it won't take you FPS, don't worry. And we'll make another one. It will be on removed, and we'll make we'll click on this button, override. We'll look for one. Oh, just let me. Okay, we'll create another one. We'll put it ignore mouse button down, and we'll put this one will take a 2 input and 1 output. This one would be my geometry, and this one would be mouse event, and the output would be a return value. This would be a geometry, this one, and this one would be mouse pointer event, and this one would be event reply here. So it would be geometry, pointer event, and event reply. And this one we can just put it like handled. We just type handle, and it would be this. We can close this one. Now we'll create another one. It would be get payload, and it would be we'll need another one also. It would be is room available payload, and then it would be mouse position in dial. This would be the payload, like the object which is in your inventory. And for this one, it would be if there is room to drag and move your item, like move it here or anywhere you want in the ease room available payload. And this one will be where the mouse is, in which tile it is. Yeah. And for create line, no, 1 minute, let me just this drag and drop. This, okay. So we'll need okay, now let's just go back and create here. Let's just make another folder. Let's just call it item. We'll need an actor. This one would be a, let's just call it bp underscore I base item. This would be the actual item on the ground, and let's just duplicate it, and then it will be bp base item object. This is object which is in your inventory. Yeah, okay. Let's just open. Okay, okay, now let's just go into the bp base item. Just open it. 1 minute. Sorry, this one you need to delete it. Let's just make it, you need to open this and then click on object here and select, and then bp underscore base item object. It need to be an object, like you need to click here, and then you need to open this and then click on the object and select here for the bp item object. And for this one it is an actor. Okay, now let's just open the bp item object. Let's make no, let's close this one. Let's just go to the inventory component here. Okay, here we'll need some function. We'll need a function called initialized here also. We'll need another one called toggle inventory. um, and we'll need another one called Discord window. Yeah, the Discord window will you can use it, or will make it on the button for the discarding of whatever the item that you need. Yeah. Let's just make some other function. Let's just add some variable now. Let's call this, we'll need this one would be an integer. We'll call it columns, and let's just duplicate it, and this one will be rows. Let's just to make it cleaner, we'll make this constant because this one won't change, it will remain, and this one also just yeah, it will be this, and we'll need another one which would be inventory. This one will change it to bb base item object, and for the column we'll need instance editable, read only, expose on spawn. We don't need it to be private because we need it somewhere else. And then we would need another one. We would be is dirty. This would be a boolean. This would be like if the inventory is has something inside and then need to be refreshed. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll need a reference for our character. It will be let's just make it character, and then we will call it ALS. Wait, let me just here blueprint. Yeah, ALS anim character VP, not the base one, but we need this one. Let's just go with ALS anim, this one. We will need ALS anim and character BB. Basically it is your character that we need. Yeah. And we'll need let's just put this one into a category. We'll call it private, and USDT also we put it in category of private, and we'll close that. No, don't need it. We'll make we'll need another one which could be the UI inventory reference, which would be the inventory UI, not the grid, one, but the inventory UI. You need the object reference. We'll need another one, which would be tile size. This would be a float, and this one need to be instant editable, blueprint read only, and expose on spawn. Let's just compile and save. And the inventory need to be this one. It need to be an array, because there will be many items inside your inventory, which would be looping. Yeah, you get it, right? And we'll need another one, which would be item to add. This one need to be a single variable, and it need to be a BP base item object. Yeah, need to be the object one. And we'll need an event dispatcher, which will be on we'll call it on inventory change. I'm creating all these so that later when we call it somewhere else, we'll have it. Yeah, just bear with me and create it, and as we go I'll explain it how you, yeah, hope you get it right. Let's just create some macro. For this one, we'll put it like for each index, and this one is style valid, and this one will be for each we'll need only these two. Yeah, we'll need only these two. For the let's just go into the for each index. We'll move it here and it's here. We'll need an free input and free output. The first one would be an executable, the second is, and this one executable also, and this one would be a base item object, and this one need to be an integer, so this one would be execute, this one would be item object, and this one would be top left index. Okay, uh, for this one, the item object you already know, and for the top left index, it means that for each index it starts from the very left, the top left, and it goes right and it switches to the second row and goes like this, and then until the end. Yeah. For the output, we'll need executable, which would be a loop. This one would be a tile, and this one would be complete. For the tile, we'll need tile structures that we have created. Tile structure here, the tile structures that we have created earlier. This one is a tile structure here. Yeah, and okay, and let's just go into let's just go into the BP base item object. The BP base item object, we'll open that, and in the BP base item object we'll create a function which would be get dimensions, and this one will need an output, which would be an int point. An int point is two, like an x and an y. This one would be called dimensions. Here we'll promote that to a variable. Yeah, now we'll promote that to a variable, and it just, yeah, and we put we'll make another variable which would be is rotate. Which would be a boolean, which would be using later in the other video. We'll put a branch, and is rotate is here, and we'll take the dimension, we'll split it, and take the return node and put it here. We'll split it here, and we'll switch this just to make it rotate. Yeah, and we need basically we need for now we need only this. Let's just go into the BP component, into the for each index into the for each index we'll make a function. We'll call that index to tile, index to tile. We'll put that into a category of get get inventory inside, and we'll make it pure. We'll need okay, 1 minute. Yeah, okay, let's just go to the macro for each index, and here we'll take the item object and then get dimension. This one we need to make it pure also. Let's make it pure. We need to go to the BP item object, and you click on the get dimension function and then make it pure, and go back, and it will be like this, and we'll split it, and we'll take the we need to go to the index to tile, index to tile here. Okay, here we'll need an integer, and here we need two integer, and this one would be index, and this one will be tile x, tile y, and so we would take the column and the rows. We'll just take the index, we'll do percentage, and we'll do percentage again, and we connect the column on the first and the rows on here, and the column will go into the x and the rows will go into the y. We can close it, make sure it is pure, and you can close it and go here. You can drag and drop this and index to tile into the for each index macro, and take the top left index and drag it here, and for this we would for this we would need a for loop. The first index would be the x, and the last index would be add a plus, and we'll add it here, and the dimension would be minus, and here would make it this, and then put 1 just to make it round, and here also we will need to minus 1, okay. Now we will take this, and we'll put this on the bottom one, this one would be we would need another for loop. You just copy and paste it here. We'll need to take the y, we'll need to take the y and put it in the first one, and also we'll need to take this one and we need to put it here. Yeah, it should be basically like this, and the plus would go into the loss index, and here so we'll split this one, and the loop body will go into the loop, the complete would go into the complete, the index will go into the y, and the index here, the first the index in the first for loop would go into the x. So basically it is like here, like this. So you take the item object, we get the function of the get dimension we have created inside this to get the dimensions that we need for our item object, and then we'll take the index to tile, and we'll put the first one inside, and we'll -1 and add it to the loss index, and we'll do the same for the for loop in the second one to make it for the tile y. So 1 minute, let me just here let's go to the event graph, delete event tick, we'll take the inventory, we'll do resize, we'll put it here, and the column and the rows will multiply it by the rows, and we'll put it here. Now let's just we need to add under the function Yeah, need to add another function. It would be tile to index, which would take an input and an output. The input would be tile structure, and will take and this would be tile, and this would be index, and this one we would do break tile, and this one would add here, and we'll multiply this one by the column and add it here. This will be the tile to index. We would need it later. So this okay, now let's just fill for the another macro is style valid, which would take two input, two integer, and which would take two executable. This one would be true, and this one would be false, and this one would be tile x, and this one would be tile y. We'll do a greater or equal, and greater or equal, and we'll do less, and we'll do less, and we'll do and boolean. We'll do that, and then this, and we'll put all inside here. We'll do a branch. We'll add a branch. This one will take an executable. Just put it up on top. Execute. This will be a branch. And the first one, the tile x of the less would be the column, and the second of the less would be the rows, and goes into the branch, and the true would be here, and the false would go here. Let's just add another function. We'll add the try add item, and we'll put it into a category of add item to inventory, and we'll add another function of is room available, and we'll do another one which would be add item at, and we'll do another one which would be get all items. This one would be in the same as add item to inventory. Add item to inventory would be add item to inventory. A get all item, it would be add item to inventory categories. Okay. Now let's just go to is room available. Is room available? Is room available will have two input and one output. The output would be result. The input would be item object, and this one would be top left index. The first one would be item object, the item object, not the base item, but the base item object, and this one would be an index. Let's just put it, disconnect it and put it here. We'll do a sequence. You hold S on your keyboard and then you hold S and then press, you get sequence, or you can right click and then type sequence and you get sequence. Okay, now we'll take the for each index, we'll take it here, we'll connect it to the first sequence, and we don't need to just take it and connect it. We can just type it item get item object. You just type item object and you get this here, which is the same as this, and top left index, which is the same here. You can just connect it here, and for this one you can just connect the then one into the result and then make sure it is true, or else it won't work. And here we'll have this one. For this we'll take the e style valid, just going to the e style valid. We need to remove just one and then tile structure. We'll need the tile structure. Just tiles, and we need to just this what let's just split it and connect this one here and this one here and this one here and this one here. Yeah, the first one would be here, the second one here. For this one, the column one would be X and the rows would be Y. Just compile and save, and we can close it, and we go to is room available. Here we need to connect the tile to this and the loop here, and we'll connect. We'll take the return node, we'll copy and paste it. False would be here, and then we'll make it false, and we'll take the yeah, we'll take the tile to index. Let's just move this one to the tile to index to the get inventory inside. We'll take the tile, and then here just make sure it is pure. Just make it pure, and then click the advance, and then make it const. This is a constant one, and we can continue on it. Get the item at index. We don't have get item at index. Okay, let's just make another one, which would be, and let's just make another function which would be get item at index, and we'll put it in the category of get inventory inside. And this one would take an input of index integer, and it would take two outputs. One would be a boolean, and the other one would be an the item object. The first one would be valid, and this one would be item object, and we'll move it a little bit. We'll copy and paste it here. We'll make a branch. The true will go here, and the false would go in another one, which would be, and the valid would be false, and the item object would be none, like you don't no need to select anything. And we'll take the inventory, and we'll do is valid index, and we'll connect it here, and the index would be this index, and we'll take the inventory, and we'll get a copy, and then we need to get index. This index, you just have to type get index, and you scroll down and you get index. This is this index, like I showed you in the other earlier. And you connect it here and make sure it's valid. And this okay. So let's just close it, and just go to is room available again, and in each room available we'll do get item at index. We'll connect it to true, and the index would be this index, and the item object will be we need to check if it is valid, this one, not the other one. We need the boolean one. We'll make a branch. We'll connect the valid one here, and we'll make another branch. We'll connect the true here, and then the condition of is valid for this, and then we'll take the return load again and connect to the false. Yeah, we'll connect to the first false one and make sure it is false, and we take another return node and connect it to the true and make it false. So for this one is room available. So the sequence is like it will go all the way for each index is valid type get item at index, and it would fail all these, and then it would return to the sequence, and then it would be true. If it fails, there's no room, and no, if it fails, like yeah, if everything is true here, there's no room. But if it's false, it's valid, and this is false, that means there is room, and it would go, and the result would be true here. Now let's just go to let's just go to the triad item. The triad item, we would take two input. First would be the BP base item object, and the second one would be a boolean. This one would be item to add, and this one would be added. This one would we'll take this the variable we have created, item to add. We'll set it here. We'll do a is valid the other one, and then we'll do a, if it is valid, we'll do a for each loop for the inventory, and after that to a is room available, which would be add item to add, and the top left index would be the index here. Let's just make it like this, and the result would be a branch, and let's just fill the add item at. Let's just fill the add item at, which would be for each. Let's just for each index. And you can just drag and drop it. It will create it automatically for you, and after that we'll add a tile to the tile to index here, and after that we'll take the inventory, we set array element, and for the index will be index, and for the item it would be get item object, which is this item object here, like I showed you before. You just type get item object and you get it here, and size to fit, no need to tick it. And on the complete one we'll just call on inventory change. The event dispatcher we have created. We just call it here. Okay, and then you can close it. We try an item. Okay, now is room available. Okay, add item at. We'll connect it to the true, and we'll take the item to add. We just copy it, which is here, and which is this one we have created earlier, this one. And for the top left index we'll take the array of the for each loop and connect it to the top left index, and take the return node and put it here, and then add. So it's a pretty long video for now. Let's just make it let's just close it for today, and we'll continue tomorrow to continue to finish the inventory. There's not much left anymore because we have already created most of it, and we just need to add it. And yeah, let's just let's just close it for now. If you want to like okay, yeah, let's just close it for now. Okay, because it's a pretty long video, and see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. We'll continue here, don't worry. Okay, bye.